Hello, it's Elaine from Nabi Studio. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, here, and Twitter also. So, hello. So this is part of my goal to be here more often, and here I am. I have a cold, so I'm a little sniffly. I've been dealing with it for 2 weeks now. It's not seeming to go away. But I just wanted a quick catch up before the holidays. Maybe I'll do another episode before Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas, but we will see. So let's just dive right in so we don't waste any time because I have a lot of knitting to do. So the recent FO I have that just got released is right here. It's Hayuki from Erie, and it is all with Alafas Lopi. So it's a very fast knit. There is some color work, but not very much. So it goes really, really fast and super warm and cozy and looks incredible. I think it looks softer than it actually is. But anyway, blooms beautifully, and I think it'll be great for the holidays, sitting by the fire. Well, probably not by the fire, it'd be a little warm. So anyway, that's one of my FOs. I have another FO, and I have to say that recently my FOs have slowed down quite a bit because my knitting has, I don't think it's slowed down, but I just have so much going on that nothing is getting done fast. And I have a new hat from Caitlin. This is the Dia hat or Dia. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but it is a colorwork hat. This is with DK. So it's supposed to be a 3-color hat, but I only did it with 2 colors because I really fell in love with how the colors work together and didn't want to introduce a band of color to break it up. I like the simplicity of it. So the main color here is oatmeal from Mayak, and the dark blue is Beroa from Rosa Pomar or Retrosaria. And these are both yarns that I've worked with to get for the first time. I've had them in my stash for a little while, and it's really great. It's the Mayak is really, really soft, and the Beroa also, when washed, softened up quite a bit. And I've been wearing it a lot actually, and it actually looks good on me. As you know, I don't really look very good in hats. So speaking of hats, my son's hat, which I ripped out and started again, doubling the yarn. Okay, not that much further, I guess. So I think I'm gonna double this height for the brim, and then it will turn to just plain knitting. I haven't decided if it's going to be a rounded top or if I'm going to make it a square top basically and just Kitchener the top on either a straight or a cross kind of thing. I will see, I guess, when I get there. I'm giving up hopes that it'll be done as a gift for him for this holiday season. So I'm going to try to stop doing the uhs. So with one deadline that passed that I just could not make, it's just, I've been sick and I've been tired and I am at overwhelm. And this one, it's with fingering, basically less than fingering weight yarn almost. So the green has been released and I have not gone to the finish point. She released it this past weekend and it's a beautiful pattern. I highly recommend it. It's not anything difficult. It's slip stitches, and there is a resting row every other row, so you're not remembering about the slipping every time. And the most difficult part, I guess, is during the beginning where the raglan increases on which stitch you start with, whether you're knitting or stitch or slipping the stitch to start the raglan increases. But other than that, it's pretty easy. I just have not had a chunk of time to sit down to tackle it all, and because I have other looming deadlines, so once I miss a deadline, unfortunately, the project kind of goes into slow mode, and so I will finish this because I love it so much, and the color is it's a little warmer than what you're seeing. I do want to finish it. I know it's going to be super wearable, but just will not be on my priority list right now, and I hope to finish it before UYF, let's just say. So, oh, by the way, what I'm wearing the Vanilla Heirloom, which is a pattern by Verena Kors. She goes by Sustainabliss right now, I believe. It's made with Toft DK, and it's kind of like a giant sweatshirt for me. And it's really warm and cozy, very easy to wear, and the pattern has basically, I think, adaptations for every weight of yarn you can choose, and I do believe part of the pattern or one of the weights or something is free on Ravelry, so look it up. But it's basically very, very simple, and I think it's something that you can make over and over again and will wear constantly, and I do wear it a lot, I have to say, I admit. Okay, so my next project, I have a lot of whips, lots of whips. So my next whip is, oops, now I dropped yarn. Let me get that before I get into a huge tangle here. I'm sorry, it seems very chaotic. So I'm working on the test knit for Isabel Kramer. This is my Chauncey, I believe it's called. And it's color work. And the main color is Good Wool from Pearl Soho. It really has become one of my favorites to work with. It's just great for its value. It's soft. It knits really, really nicely. It's great on the hands. Everything about it. And then the contrast color is a green. It's it's, I think, Audrey's Lichen, I believe. It's from Twirl Yarn. And so that's coming along nicely, and basically going to be pretty easy from here on in. So I do hope that I will finish this soon. It shouldn't be a problem, but life happens, right? So this is in my fringe camo bag. Another thing that I am working on, this is something I've resisted for a long time because I know that people love to do the scrappy blanket thing, and I said, oh, I'm not going to do that because I have I use my scraps basically for lots of things, whether they're for socks or for color work, whatever, that does not require a lot of one color. But Jess from the Sweater Collective is putting out a new ebook, and it's called The Patchwork Project, and you can create pillowcases, blankets, shawls, scarves, whatever, with a basic recipe. And so I'm working on mine, and I decided I'm going to I really want to learn how to quilt, but I'm sorry, the light is very, very, it goes in and out. Again, the colors are warmer than what you see. So you're creating triangles, and basically I'm going to make a quilt or design a quilt with different colors, and so I think this will be my center point, this square here, and then I think I'm going to do the rest of the squares rest of the triangles to make a square shape before I introduce yet another color. So one of the requirements for this test is that I will either add a fringe tassel, fringes or tassel to a rectangular sampler shape. So I will get this sort of to a rectangle, I guess, and then I will add a tassel to it. So those are using my hand-dyed wool scraps. Sugar Fairies is the lighter color, the blue color is Rain on My Parade. And you will have seen these in some socks. And so I should have enough of the Sugar Fairies to make it a full square. That's one thing. And if you want to see the two colors, here they are. And I decided to get new addies for this project. So they're using DPNs, and these are the premium with the lace and basic tips. So one side is a little sharper than the other, and that's been fun to use. I admit that it's not super sharp though. Sometimes I have a tendency to really like sharp needles. So another whip I have going, which is taking me a lot longer than I expected because it's using Let Lopi, and it should be fast because it's an Aran weight, but this is overall texture on everything. So this is from Anka Strick. This is Big Love. And this is Let Lopi from Istech in the Rust colorway. So I've created areas for the sleeves to be joined in or add on it when I get to it. But here I am at the body. I still have quite a bit to go, I guess. But it's a great construction. It's not something that I've done before, and I am enjoying that also. And here's my tartan fringe bag that it's sitting in. So hopefully I can get that done soon. I fell in love with it the minute she showed it on Instagram and knew I wanted to test it because it's exactly my style. So that's that. And then I have Caitlin on my needles, and this is Sturgill, and I believe she's going to release this for Vogue Knitting Live. So it's color work here. We're using four colors. There's baubles. There are several rows, actually many rows, that require you to work with 3 colors at a time. So if that's a challenge, then this might be a little bit of a challenge for some of you. But I have also separated here. So I do have, now it should be fairly easy going, and it's with DK almost worsted weight, I would say. And that should go quickly if I put more concentration into it. So that's that. And I have another whip, and I know that she's going to release this soon, but I was late to this test. She forgot about me. She forgot about quite a few of us actually, but so it started, I'd say, several weeks before I got onto the test. And this is, I'm not sure what she's gonna call it, but this is, I had also changed my mind on the size I was working on, so I had to get onto a new size. So I'm going to do the medium on this just to make sure that I have plenty of ease. This is again an oversized crop sweater. There'll be color work on the body and the sleeves, and so right now this is knit flat for a while, and I'm using Isle yarns for this, and I love Isle yarns. It's one of my favorites also. So it's a little bit difficult, but it's a very dark color, and there's cables on it, so it's a little bit of a challenge sometimes for my eyes. And then, so those are the active whips. I have other whips that I have not had time to work on at all. And then I'm going to cast on for a new Thea Coleman test, Baby Cocktails. And I'm very excited that I'm going to take these all out of my shop, but I'm going to use this. It's a worsted weight, and it is called Copper Clay, I believe. So it's 100% alpaca, and this is going to be a sweater. And I think I'm close to the yardage requirements, maybe a little bit under, so I might have to shorten the sleeves a bit, or make it even a little bit more cropped than it originally. It's sort of a boxy crop sweater, but we'll see how it goes, and that will start soon, and I believe that will be released sometime in January. And I think that's it for whips. So I recently gotten this, and I have to tell you how much I really love it. So this is Wool and the Gang. They have this Tyvek tote, and when I saw it, I had to have it. So I ordered it, and it came so quickly. It actually came faster than some things that were shipped internally from Switzerland. But it's really light, it's very durable, it's waterproof because it's Tyvek, and I love the silver, and it just encourages me to bring more whips with me wherever I go. And if you know me, that I really should not bring more whips than I do. I always want the option of at least 3 or 4 different things, and this tote facilitates that very easily. So yeah, I have a lot of things on my plate, and you know, with the holidays and the end of the first half of the school year coming, there's so many activities with the kids. My older one had Advent singing last week, and then in the evening, and then my younger one will have his next week on Wednesday in the evening outside. The weather is starting to get very cold here finally, and we still have not seen snow down here. I know in the mountains and everything there is, and I know other people are having snowstorms, but we have not. And actually today it's sunny. I'm not sure for how long. It kind of constantly changes, and I have to say we've had this crazy windstorm for several days here. It did not let up, and it poured heavily. There was hail, there was lightning, there was a little bit of everything. So the weather is definitely a little bit crazy. But I just wanted to pop in because I promised that I would try to do this more regularly. I had a lot of things to show, not a lot of finished projects, and I guess I've finished, I believe, 35 sweaters this year, at least 4 hats. Oh, I didn't bring my Christmas socks here. So I've had a lot of projects that are finished, and I think I'm just basically tired and worn out at this point. It's December, it's the end of the year, it's kind of, I've had a lot of wear and tear, I guess, and so I will try to finish all these whips soon and meet the deadlines if I can. I know I'm going to probably miss quite a few. And I still have a bunch of things that I've finished that have not been released yet, so there are new things coming all the time. And but again, you know, the designers have been releasing patterns left and right recently because gift knitting and all these things, and I'm constantly tempted to cast on a million things, and knowing that I just won't get to it. And I did talk myself out of buying a few patterns yesterday because I know I love them, but with the way things are going, I will not get to them anytime soon. So, but I hope that this was not too crazy and not too harried. But I will hopefully see you all soon, and hopefully I will not have a cold, and you'll get to see a lot of these projects finished. Bye.